What is the moral of the story of Jonah? That each man is called upon to say his piece, lest the world suffer in the absence of that singular and unique truth, that every man who fails to offer his best and who hides his light and his talent leaves a hole in the world that the offering of his best could have filled, a failure that is on him, that every person that bears the responsibility to keep this ship of state afloat, to repent even in the depths of hell, and to journey to the very place where destiny is trying to make itself manifest. We all know in the aftermath of the horrors of the 20th century that there is no difference between the lying silence of the cowardly good, but not nearly good enough, and the victory of the forces of the abyss. We all know that there are some sins that corrupt not only the soul but the world, those very crimes against humanity whose transcendent reality was insisted upon by the judges of Nuremberg in the aftermath of the horrors of the Holocaust. There is simply nothing more real than such evil and the good that eternally opposes it, and therefore nothing more real than the rulers of those respective domains. We know this. We aim our entire literary effort at its representation. We need to know the story. We need to get it straight. We need to live it out. It is no mere matter of mouthing the holy words and making a show of such practice. It is the willingness to bear all in the confident nakedness that is assured by a voluntary covenant with God. That courage to speak is, simultaneously, the willingness to become an avatar of the divine Logos, the word that spoke and continues to speak the benevolently ordered cosmos into being, the spirit of the conqueror of chaos and tyrannical state, the voice of wise counsel in times of crisis, the dynamic process that leads the lost across the desert wasteland. This is the reflection of God and the foundation of the rights and responsibility of man and woman, as well as the presence and on the receding pinnacle of the entire sequence of challenging peaks and valleys that make up the opportunities and crises, the treasure and all the dragons of our venturing forth into the world. What I just read is one of the last pages of the conclusion of the book We Who Wrestle with God of Jordan B. Peterson. And I feel very much inspired. I feel very much to say that it is time to become myself willingly, at least attempt to do so, an avatar of that bespoken logos that is Jesus Christ, and to speak my own truth in all of my insufficiencies and all of my shortcomings, despite all of these, and just say, here I am as an individual, as a flawed being, and I say, okay, here is where I stand, but this is what I have to offer. It might not be perfect, it might not be the best, but it is the best, at least at this particular moment in time, that I can bring forth in order to make the world hopefully a little bit of a better place and leave a mark and fill that hole that this book speaks about, the hole which inevitably opens itself if we don't do our best, because the lack of our best hurts everyone else. At least that's what I believe in. And I feel very much called to produce videos, maybe not necessarily videos in that sense, but at least to speak truth, the truth that I understand. I'm not saying that I hold the objective truth, but at least I can say that, listening to my conscience, I speak truth. The truth that has been revealed to me, so to speak, through my diligent observing, learning, and working on my own soul, being, and character. And what do I want to transport as a message? That all of us can listen to our own voice of conscience, get into the covenant with God, and sort ourselves out. You might not necessarily be a Christian and don't believe in God, but you sure as hell might believe at what you see, for the lack there is thereof, of the hole which opens itself and gets filled by other things if you observe what is happening in our current times. So there are things you don't necessarily have to believe in. You can observe them with your own eyes in terms of the degeneration and decay which is going on. So with that being said, what I want to do is I want to share about my faith, my experience, what I have learned, what I believe is right, what it means to be a good person. Truth be told, I want to tell the truth. I want to share the truth. I want to speak the truth. I want to reflect the truth to the best of my capabilities, and I want to be, or let's say, I want to put my light at the proper place and seek what is highest and hopefully contribute to the order which is good. So this is what I want to do. In terms of future videos, what I want to do is publish some of my poetry. I want to use more scripted formats. As you can hear, this video is not scripted, at least the initial hook. This video is just me talking straight from my soul, as it is, as the stream of consciousness presents itself to me. So scripted videos, I want to do video essays. I have some essays, so I want to put them out there in some formats. I want to try out different visual formats as well. So this is just one idea with an AI generated background. Let's see. Maybe I will become more creative, more narrative forms. So less of me in front of the camera as well. Yeah, I will experiment a little bit. The key here, however, is I want to be consistent, because as a software engineer, and also just, from my personality trait, I have rather the tendency of perfectionism and of procrastination. So meaning to try to make one thing perfect and to not release it before it is perfect. But now with this video, I made the deliberate decision to not make it perfect. So I won't even edit it. So in case I stumble here and there, it's fine. I just leave it in to just combat that perfectionism. Though not to make it an excuse on the craft side of things, I still want to make the craft and the quality, of course, to be high and maintain that as well, because, right, a sacrifice without blemish, that is the one that gets accepted. But if you don't sacrifice anything, nothing can be accepted. So at least it's better to put something out there and ship the MVP, the minimum viable product. And at the moment, this is the minimum viable product. So there you go. Enjoy. So this is what I will be doing. In case you enjoy topics like existentialism, Christianity, I know films like movies, musicals like Les Miserables, or even video games like Dark Souls. I will talk about Dark Souls as well. If you know Jonathan Pajot, you know the symbolic world, very much an inspiration. So topics in that front I will also cover. Of course, psychological topics, philosophy. I just read from Jordan B. Peterson's book. So, anything in that ballpark is also what I will be covering. I'm not too sure how deep I will dive into politics. That is just not that interesting to me. I'm more interested into the nature of human beings, to understand humans, to understand God, to understand reality, to understand myself. So this is more what I'm about. I'm more about the personal relationship with God and how to make sure the covenant I have with God is proper and that there is established peace, and that I basically, the walk I walk with a good conscience, straight, not as a hypocrite. And so in that sense, I'm less about the theory. I'm more about the living, the fruits, and the implementation of it. So if I piqued your interest, stay tuned, and looking forward to see what you hear. You can look forward to see what you can hear. Does that make sense? Whatever, now I'm rambling around at this point. So see you very soon. This will be now a commitment to a schedule, to a more frequent schedule, that's for sure, not just videos a couple of months. So you can expect, I don't want to lie here, so how about I commit to one video every 2 weeks, and anything more is, let's say, bonus. Bye.